So in case you didn't know, on the AR12 Facebook page, we go in and we post news about gaming related things that you might find interesting. Anyways, on one of our recent posts, one of you guys left a comment saying something along the lines of, where are the expansions for Forza Motorsport 7? And that got me thinking, it's true, we haven't seen any expansions for Forza Motorsport 7, so I looked into this, and I wanted to make this video today talking about where the Forza Motorsport 7 expansions are. So before we keep talking about Forza Motorsport 7, let's put a break in it and go back to the previous games, because using those games' expansion release date might give us a hint into when the Forza Motorsport 7 expansions would get released. So let's go back to those. So Forza Horizon 3 had two expansions. It had Blizzard Mountain and it had Hot Wheels. Blizzard Mountain came out at the beginning of December and Hot Wheels came out the end of April. You might be saying, okay, but that's a Horizon game, it's totally different, which is true. So what about Forza Motorsport 6? Forza Motorsport 6 also had two expansions. It had Porsche and it had NASCAR. The Porsche expansion came out March 1st and the NASCAR expansion came out May 17th. So although not totally in line with the ones from Horizon 3, but we would have already had one at this point. And the second one would have been coming in basically a week from now. And then just for the giggles, Horizon 2. Horizon 2 actually had three expansions, which I thought was quite interesting. It had Storm Island, which was at the beginning of December. It also had the Fast and Furious expansion, which was sort of like the standalone thing. That was in March. And then it also had a Porsche expansion of its own at the beginning of June. Again, using Horizon 2 as our timeline, we would have already seen two of the expansions. And for Forza Motorsport 7, we still don't have it. So what exactly is happening with Forza Motorsport 7? Are there expansions on the way? When would they be coming out? And what might they include? So I think if we are going to see an expansion for Forza Motorsport 7, it is going to be very, very soon. With E3 right around the corner and probably all of the focus shifting to Forza Horizon 4, I would expect a Forza Motorsport 7 expansion to try to come out before the focus switches to Horizon 4. So it's my honest belief that we're going to need to be seeing a Forza Motorsport 7 expansion very, very soon. And if we don't, I honestly don't know when we might see one at all. Okay, but what might the Forza Motorsport 7 expansions be? Obviously, we've already heard two pretty big rumors. An off-road one and an IMSA one. The off-road one is just because all of the DLC packs are filled with SUVs and off-roading type of cars. We also had that glitch which showcased the Range Rover SVR and the Bentley Bentayga with like off-roady body kits and tires on it, which was quite interesting. So it's possible there might be an off-road expansion in the works, which might include like off-road tracks and trails, dirt like rally courses, or even some snow courses as well. And I mean, as we've seen already, it would also include like some proper off-roading like body parts and like lifting your truck up or lifting your car up, which would be really, really cool as well. I think if one expansion is most likely, it would probably be that one, just based on all the things we've seen so far. But that also leads us into the second possible one, which is IMSA. So for those of you who don't know, Forza's actually partnered up with IMSA, and if you don't know about IMSA, IMSA's like the people in North America who do a lot of like the endurance championship. If you see Daytona, the 24 Hours of Daytona, that's super cool. They do one at Sebring, they do one at Road America as well. They're a super cool series, and you've probably seen them hanging around the guys with Forza quite a bit. They were actually on the Forza RC stream not too long ago. So there's obviously quite a big partnership between Forza and the people at IMSA, which means we might very well be able to get some more IMSA tracks, which would be quite cool, and the full roster of IMSA cars, which would just be absolutely insane. We've already got a lot of tracks in the game already, but we would just need some inclusions like Canadian Tire Motorsports Park and Mid-Ohio, and I believe Detroit as well, to round out all the circuits, which would be really cool. We've also already got some of the cars that they use in IMSA as well, like the 911 RSR and the 4GT LM, and there's a lot of them. There's a handful of them in the game, I should say, actually. There's a lot of like almost older versions of cars we've had from like previous endurance championships, and it would just sort of make sense to include them into Forza Motorsport 7. I think an IMSA expansion would do super, super well with like the super hardcore Forza racers, and even people who may have watched IMSA or seen IMSA at like their local track. It could do very, very well. But anyways, we've already heard of both of those rumors. If it's neither of those, what else can we really expect out of a Forza Motorsport 7 expansion? It's possible they might just go back and do like a car pack expansion, like they did like the Porsche expansions. Obviously, we're missing Toyota right now, but that's because of licenses and stuff like that. I don't really see that being a thing, but they could do, possibly as a replacement for that, a track expansion. A track expansion would be really, really cool, because right now in Forza Motorsport 7, we really only have one type of track. We really only have like proper race circuits. How cool would it be if we got like proper hill climbs, more ovals, F1 circuits, and like coastal roads, like there used to be in the old Forza games? I think that could be really, really cool, and based off what we've seen in previous Forza games, it's possible, sorta, kinda, maybe? I mean, there are a lot of problems with the track expansion in terms of online stuff, so maybe possible? Or what if they teamed up once again with NASCAR, which was one of my favorite expansions for a Forza Motorsport game ever, actually. Obviously, NASCAR's in, we'll call it, a little bit of trouble, so it might happen. It depends how desperate they are, but we'll have to see. I don't even know if it's on the cards. Probably not. But yeah, I honestly don't know what the next expansion for Forza Motorsport 7 is, and neither do you guys. So, I wanted to leave the question open to you. What do you think the next expansion for Forza Motorsport 7 will be? Let me know in the comments down below, and I wanted to have a conversation with you guys, and we can sort of make our predictions and see if there will be an expansion and when would it be. I'm going to place my bets on within the next 4 weeks and an off-road expansion. We will have to see though. Sit back and relax. Whenever there is some news about it, I will make sure to make a video right here on the channel. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you guys soon with some more Forza Motorsport 7 news. Thanks for watching. Bye!